We are live.
Back to live action.
Okay,
Back at
okay, Kendra, what new business do you have?
it. Okay. I have 2 abatement orders, 2025-21, 2025-22, with a total valuation of $23.96. Total tax dollars of $363.56 for review and signatures. And then I will also need a motion. And a second. Oh, sorry. Didn't hand this to you very well.
I make a motion to approve that. Second.
Yes.
Next, I have 3 refund orders, 2025-154, 2025-161, and 2025-162, with a total valuation of $13,550 and a total tax dollar value of $2,039.16 for review and signatures. And then I'll also need a motion and a second on that.
Make a motion to approve those. Second.
Yes.
Next, I have the Fair Board budget request for review and approval. They are requesting a very large increase this year.
Am I reading it right, about 26,000?
Looks like it is about 26,000 increase they're requesting.
I think we need to table it and talk to total.
So I have to have budget stuff to John Mays by Monday of next week.
Okay, I'll call him. He called me yesterday, but I didn't realize he didn't increase it, so.
So we're gonna table.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm probably leaning towards not increasing it. And we're asking all our departments to stay the same or decrease, and then we kind of need to set that example for everybody, I believe.
Let me call him and see if there's any major thing we don't know about.
Okay, so I'll put that aside for further discussion.
When do you have to have it in, May?
Monday the 23rd. I need to have all of them scanned in to John for prepared, to be prepared, so. Next, I just wanted to verify that you guys did see the letters from Decatur and Sheridan County, which I know you guys did, because we talked about it, withdrawing from Twin Creek Extension District. There's nothing to do at this time. I just wanted you guys to be aware that they are trying to withdraw. And K-State is aware, but they are trying to withdraw from Twin Creeks Extension District, so. I don't know what that all entails or anything, but we're gonna soon find out, I'm pretty sure of that. Discussion on hiring health administrator position, have you guys thought more about that? Brandy's last day, again, is June 27th. She has offered to stay on and work remotely to assist in training the new person. So I guess we need to decide if that's something we wanna do too, so she kind of has an idea, if that's what we're expecting from her. And then get somebody hired if that's what we wanna do.
We think we had some great applicants.
There we did.
I think that Kristen would be my choice.
Yeah.
So Kristen, and I don't know, I guess we'd have to ask her what she felt like, but she's been training pretty much, so she may not even need it.
I can't think she will, I don't think she would.
So
Okay,
we could ask her how she wants to do that, once we get her okay.
okay. So do you guys want me to call and make that offer today after the meeting?
Yeah, she should be here later too, right?
Oh, yeah, she's gonna be.
Yeah, she'll be here at 2:45, so we can probably discuss that with her. Okay,
Do that.
do I have a motion to?
I so move. A second.
All right.
She'll need to get to hire somebody, too.
Yeah.
Right, right. Would you guys like me to pass on the other two applications that we had to Kristen?
I would think so.
Yes.
I would think so.
Okay. Okay, you guys have signed the accounts payable vouchers. And the last thing I have is the abstract of the commissioner minutes from June 3rd for your signature here. And then we did have one thing come up yesterday. I got a phone call, from a community member. We do have a dead tree out here, out front. I don't know if you guys seen it when you came in this morning. It's this tree right out here, right outside the front. We treated that tree last year for ants. And I think the ants got to it and before we got treated. So it is dead. We're probably going to have to get it removed. So I did call Wayne this morning. I know they just started that project in Bow with the Bow Grove. Then I called him and asked him if that was something he thought Road and Bridge could take on. And I also noticed that there's some tree limbs, out here getting close to the power lines. Probably we need to get them trimmed. He said that he could, we could get a quote, but tree removal is astronomical. So he said probably he would be willing to take that on if that's something you guys would want him to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you guys were good with that, and okay with.
We got insurance on the building, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it falls, it's coming this way, it's leaning that way, and all the dead side is that way. It's gonna take a lot of Judge Thompson's shade away, but she'll just have to deal with that, unfortunately.
We've got trees for a while.
Okay, so I will get with Wayne on the tree removal. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything other than the minutes from June 10th. Have you guys had a chance to read those?
Chance to read it.
Okay,
All right, I guess we'll just go into recess until 10:45.
all right. I'm just gonna take this because I need to put it in.
I did some checking, we gave between 12 and 13,000 to our fair board last year. We also have a 4-H building down there by the park, you guys probably know where it is. That's our building and we have a budget for it as well,
Just for the building itself?
for the building and 4-H. We take care of the building and give the 4-H council some money for that as well.
So the fair itself does pretty well then, evidently.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job, but they have a fundraiser or two, and
Ours is it's a rodeo that costs so much.
yeah, I'm sure.
So does the rodeo have their own?
No.
They don't. It's all in one thing now.
I think if you would increase it to that,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't,
So we be ahead to split them, fair and rodeo?
yeah. It'll be the same in the end.
I mean, I don't know, I'm asking.
I think it'd be a mess.
but I think that ship is sailed, at least.
That what?
I think that ship is sailed. Not invested as well, so. Keeping it the way it is probably best at this point.
Does the rodeo bring pretty good funds in for your community?
Well, you can look at it if you want to see it here.
That's what I was gonna say, can I see that? Did you break it out to where,
It breaks it down.
Have they always been separated as far as budget wise?
No,
It's always been one.
It's always been, okay.
They had trouble here from every meeting.
So still liking it so far?
Commission,
Yeah.
yeah, it has its days.
is this your first,
Second time.
second term?
How about you?
Yeah, we're getting along pretty well so far, so. Although the county attorney keeps an eye out, I think we're okay.
We definitely keep them busy.
First month.
He's the one that's going, what did I do?
Yeah. Somebody said, you think Michael Allen will run me? I said, probably.
So when we talk about he loves us, he ain't even us.
Is he for just, are you just for Graham County or do you have multiple plans?
I'm the assistant indicator, Sheridan and Go, so. But this is the important.
There we go.
I bet you say that all the meetings, don't you?
No, what to say.
So is this the new one that you've hired on?
No,
No?
he's a law student, law from law.
Oh,
He just came up to kind of see what it looks like up here.
you're teaching him what not to do?
That's exactly what he said.
You're under sheriff where?
I was under Sheriff and Go.
Oh,
Yeah. That was back in, well, in 2022, I was under Sheriff when I transferred to Topeka. When I played on, because I was playing on one school, so. But that was some good experience to
right, yeah.
add to the.
You warned him about this county, right? You said, this is the county.
I told him that every county has its own flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice service, nice service. Hers is just extra spicy.
No, I was never up here at all. I only ever called if I really needed a bed in the jail, so.
Yes.
Which we saw that, we went and walked through, it looks nice and everything.
We haven't seen it yet.
I thankfully updated it.
I haven't seen it since it's been finished. I've seen it halfway painted.
Okay, well, thank you. And I'm gonna slip out of here at about 10 till for hearing all today. have anything to catch up from when I was gone, signing any doctors last 2 weeks?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think looks like you got some pretty good sponsors, thank goodness.
Yeah, we have a lot of sponsors. Just what it costs to get there.
Stock
Stock
contractors.
is crazy.
We get sideline for you.
We better not try to bullfight around.
spent 7K and we got 12.K back.
Yeah. 350 before.
Should be marking it up triple.
That's one of the money makers in the middle.
I made 5K. 5.5K. Spent $7,000 on beer, should be making 21K back.
How much box seats cost per?
It was 250, I don't know what, I think they upped it last. Does it say on there?
Total box seats was 12,000, is what they brought in.
I don't know how many there
It
is.
says 648 tickets, is that tickets, I think at TIF?
It's my guess.
No, it'd be.
But you guys have races too during your fair too, don't you?
Yes.
So, I mean, they kind of, and you have the carnival.
Right, and the carnival is home-owned, and that there's a group that is in charge of that, so the fair board doesn't deal with that. And the fair, we allow whoever comes in, we have like a ranch rodeo, so the horse council puts it on, the fair board doesn't deal with it. The races that come in, they put it on, the fair board does not deal with that. We just-
I mean, that might be
we just
something to
approve-
think about, to.
We just approve or allow it.
Any vouchers on this?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Well, I'm gonna go speak with the judge. If you guys need me, I'll just be either in the judge or back in the jury room.
Okay. Call it back.
Yeah, it's all hands.
So it costs them 76 cents a can. So I read this right. Yeah.
I guess I'm all for it. I mean, I told them, I would, because you have increased it all a long time. I wanted to see a big budget, but you have to have some things in that budget for years. I mean, you invest it. But that's a pretty substantial.
Good meeting you.
I'm trying to take care of it.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Should be triple.
Take
They got me all over the place.
I don't see how you couldn't, but at least it should be more. $76 a can, or 76 cents a can. That don't mean that, to me. I mean, I make more profit selling that 30 pack.
Well, you have an issue with,
I won't say that. Speak your mind over Bible.
This came in and said we have issues with, fill in the blank.
we'll just say there's room for profit that could be made with that, but.
Yeah, that's terrible profit.
I mean, Atlantis tried to get it to where Coors would, if we became a Coors only rodeo, they would sponsor $12,000. And they won't. Because they were afraid they would lose people, but, I mean, Phillipsburg did it, and they just keep growing. Everything in here?
The staff will be done, she can stand contributions. I'll say it's more honestly this week.
I presume you guys are in the middle of budgeting and the budget process.
Yes.
There you go, the fun part. Don't you love that part?
Everybody, we got, seems like we have less to spend and everybody wants more.
Absolutely. Same way everywhere, everything, government.
So do you guys just have your departments and different organization groups turn in a budget and look at it, or do you have them come in and speak to you?
There'll be in today, some of them. We're only requiring once a day to speak, the ones that want to increase. So,
That's a good idea. We have them all come in.
we did that, a couple weeks ago.
Kind of as a work session.
Yes, yes. But this will be on camera, anybody wants to increase. So, yeah. Nelson just usually writes a check out for
Yeah.
the
Fair
extra.
change.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you guys have to increase a lot?
You know, this year we're gonna have to increase, we're gonna be over our revenue neutral rate. I'm guessing 4%, maybe 3%, I'm not sure. We're not there yet. This will be the first. We went over at like $17 one year just to go through the process. But this will be the first time we've had any significant increase since I've been in.
Is there any one thing that's making it increase that much, or just a little everything?
Everything. We have a really hard time hiring people for work. And, we've had to increase salaries quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, we have to.
Of course, you know, the parts, cost of parts and every labor or
Just the price
whatever.
of operation of the
Inflation,
office together.
It's crazy. What do you guys use for tech down there?
Next tech.
Next Tech, CK. I don't know what you pay Next Tech, but I mean, that's outrageous.
Where are they out of?
They have a kid in Oakley, and a kid in, can't remember, Phillipsburg maybe, that take care of us. I think they're based out of Hazer, Plainville, down in there somewhere. And they're good, but
It's,
they're about as high as Next Tech.
Yeah, it's a huge expense.
It is.
but they're right there when we call.
Yeah, ours are too. Ours are really good help. We like them, but
Yeah, with today's age, you can't do without it.
have you guys, we got hit really hard this year with, low production wells, oil wells. Some people, had wells that were on the normal level, paying the normal level, but they'd been low producing for a few years. So they applied to the state. Anyway, we're paying them back $43,000 for a year, for like 3 years. And I can understand if they applied for it, you pay them for that particular year, but we gotta go back 3 years. It's crazy.
That's what some of those were.
I wonder if you guys was facing that issue as well.
Yeah, we've had a lot of the maintenance coming
We
through.
approved a couple of those just today. We have no choice, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that one, we had no choice. I mean, the state told us this is what you're doing. We appealed, but to no avail.
I think was it 5 barrel, anything under 5 barrel, they can,
What's that?
anything under 5 barrel, I think it is, they get a tax break on it.
Yeah.
How often do you guys give COLA raises?
What's that?
How often do you guys give COLA raises? Like cost of living raises, do you try to do that every year?
Annually, we try to get 3% since I've been on. But we've raised our level that we hire at, of course, over the years. Past few years, it's like 14, 15, now we're basically 17. And we've had to adjust some others because of that, of course. And if we have somebody coming in with experience, we would pay more than that minimum.
What is your health insurance?
It's single, Blue Cross, and it's good. We have
But it's just for single?
yes. Now, we have a couple, I think 2 people left on it that are grandfathered in the family, because it switched, probably 15, 20 years ago, but they've been there long enough, they still have family, so it's just single for anybody new or whatever.
We have the Cadillac of all insurances.
Did you have family?
Family and $500 deductible and
And the county pays 95%.
Yeah, our county does that too, which is really nice.
So, yeah, we're really, really lucky with our benefits plan.
That's great. That'd kill us if we went back to family.
oh man, yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, we are very lucky here.
So you know, when I was growing up, that used to be something that enticed people to come work for the county, and that's not the issue anymore.
No,
Like,
They want-
nobody cares.
they want the cash right now.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I'll apply down here.
We're seeming to be a lot of more people coming here.
Yeah.
All Nelson's friends.
Ben will work out, you can work from now.
There you go.
Lance said that, he's not 100% sure, but last time he knew was the uncovered part was $325 and the covered was $375, but he's not 100% sure.
For what's that?
The box seats.
Oh,
Kristen,
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, this time.
Kristen, you can come in.
All right, you guys are up. Tell us about this, tell us about these beautiful grants.
Okay. So we got a scholarship. So DECA gave us that $5,000 to do substance abuse in the schools. And so that was that grant. Well, then they reached out again and said, we have these scholarships for $2,500 each to cover the conference, hotel, the flight, everywhere. And there were 3 national conferences that we had the options of going to. And the one that worked was for us to go to Washington, DC. And so that's the paperwork I gave you for the conference that we're going to. It's regarding substance abuse and the national trends and all of those things. So it all, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't print it because it was a lot.
We're learning now.
So,
Put the NPN conference.
What's that?
I put NPN conference on their agenda, so you're telling them what it is.
okay, so it's going over, like I said, the opioid crisis and just talking about integrated strategies. And so, like I said, it was one of 3 national conferences that we had a choice of going to and utilizing those scholarships. So we just wanted to come and tell you guys that, so that when you see the vouchers coming through for us going to Washington DC or booking the hotels and all of that, you're not wondering what's going on. It's all on a scholarship, all 100% paid. I think the conference shows it's $899, but again, we got $2,500 on that. And with me being a student, then the conference will cost $599. So there's plenty to cover everything that we need to do. It was just us making sure you didn't have vouchers, wondering where and what that does. And again, that's building on the pathways part of being the substance abuse stuff in school and trying to piggyback that on top of another grant, and all of that will give us the information we need to hopefully start setting up more programs here and having the information going forward with it.
So does that cover bail money too?
I don't know, I was gonna call you for bail money.
If she goes to jail, I'm leaving her there.
I'm okay, tell me. Yeah, in DC, you never know. No, they have the, conference center is right there. The hotel is actually right beside there that they have, so I don't get to wander very far.
Well, there you go.
So we
That's
should be
there.
okay.
You go to jail, say you're from Norton County.
North. Don't put grandma on the map like that. Yeah. Yep. Did you have anything else on that?
I don't think so. Pathways, we're just in a spot where we're trying to schedule a meeting with Jonathan and then Blue Cross Blue Shield and our technical assistance team to get started on a couple of those packages. But it's still just behind the scenes work right now, all the administrative stuff with that.
Yeah, we have pledges and then we're on that next step to start doing policies and procedures and actually getting those things done. We have to wait on the school ones until, Miss Lisa is in place and kind of established before we can kind of go forward with that one pathway. But that's where, if we keep getting the training, education, making the connections with people, then we can start getting some stuff established and have that sustainability going forward.
Very cool. Good work.
Okay.
Good work.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was Decca just reaching out like, hey, we have these too, you want them? Yeah.
They literally just keep asking us if we want money.
Yeah, you want money? Absolutely, let's go.
Sure. That's cool.
I think, what is that, October?
August.
August. Okay,
Probably should figure that out.
It's August.
that's her job, not mine. I can't keep track of anything. I didn't know I was supposed to be here today. Even though I said it with Kendra, so. Okay, so any questions or
No.
as expenses come up, if you guys have any questions, just holler. And we did have, Jason got that,
We ran it
account
through
set,
just,
so.
yeah. And
He,
we ran
and he
all that
knew,
through.
yeah, he has the money already for the scholarships, it's already set in there, and so
What
he's.
they sent it 5,000.
Oh, yeah,
They
when they said yes, that was
Give
it.
away their money.
Yeah, it was quick, they were like, here you go, you figure out which conference works for your time schedule and all of that, and then you guys book everything, and that's it.
Nice.
Education.
Very cool.
And we'll do a report back to you and tell you some fun stuff.
Perfect.
Okay?
Sounds
Perfect.
All right,
Go get them, girl.
thank you.
Kristen,
Oh, Chris,
is that a minute?
That's scary.
go ahead, on board.
Okay, so, we would like to extend the health administrator position to you.
Okay.
If you are still interested in that position.
Absolutely.
We also wondered if you felt like you still needed training. We know Brandy's last day is the 27th. Do you want her to do the remote training? Do you feel like you have had, I know she's been showing you the ropes a little bit already. Do you?
To
what are your thoughts?
To have her available would be nice on as needed basis.
Okay,
Just because we're in the transition of a lot of grant stuff right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, she showed me a lot, but at the same time, there's a lot that goes on with it. That it would be nice to have that extra training if possible.
so maybe it's like a part-time PRN as needed?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe just keep track of her time and we can pay her.
Yeah, we can look over whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever you guys agree on.
okay. So, I'll just get with you and we'll see how that transition transpires, but, great, we're excited.
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
congratulations.
Yeah.
So we will also want to get your position listed, probably as soon as possible. I do have the other two applications that applied and interviewed for the position you're taking, if you want them.
Wouldn't hurt.
You can go through the interviews with them if you want, but I can give them to you now, I have them.
I'll take them.
And then you can, that's your baby, if you want, HR to sit in on interviews, we can do that as well.
Sounds great.
All right,
Anything else?
congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Congrats.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go into recess until 11 o'clock.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Enjoy the moisture.
Ah, there you go.
It's not snow.
Well, I like snow.
I know, you like snow. that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Farmers and firefighter like the moisture, so.
Yeah.
How much did you get your way? About that
We
much.
got 2 puddles full and she's got about.
The puddles weren't where they were supposed to be for, 80 hundredths, so I'm guessing it was a little bit less. I really need to put our age back out.
Yeah, I hear it. It's crazy though, because like our house is just, like, me and Dar share the same driveway, and our radiators are always different. Really? So, how much chance? We don't have our.
Okay.
But
No,
You
you
go
go
like-
here,
You go like that, it's,
oh, look, it's still over.
Hello, Bill, how are you?
Fine, I need to visit with you guys, can I ask?
Sure.
I've got a situation, lifestyle is causing a lot of these people to die without any money. And,
Did talk to this guy.
yeah, well, I don't mind doing my part, but I need to be paid at least $2,000 for these overdoses, and no one will claim the body but me, and,
That's still in there, isn't it? 2,500 they got in there for you?
No?
It should be.
but a year, I'm talking about each one.
Oh,
Oh, you get a lot of those now too?
More and more all the time.
Sure.
And, we'll take care of that, but I can't shoulder it all.
We hear you.
Yeah. And I will be sending you a bill for transporting the motor vehicle fatalities to the district coroner. Okay.
thank you.
Thanks for stopping by,
You
Bill.
bet, anytime.
Hey, Phil,
Yeah, okay.
More good news.
At least he's not here to pick me up.
Dan, you said you, oh, Jesus. Are we?
that's okay, this is starting to scare.
I think I'm in the wrong meeting. Step out, come back in.
Standard oversized. It's oversized, but no, I don't have anything that isn't standard oversized. You know what a standard oversized is,
You know, I don't know. It might not be standard oversized.
No, we won't.
Yeah, that's okay.
Call anytime.
He's so crazy.
I didn't think you could get all that you wanted in a short period.
do you have a rough estimate of how many of them you have so far?
Oh, I've had 3 pretty close together. And, like anything else in the funeral business, they cluster. Then you go a long time without any, and I got a couple that are potential in intensive care. But I don't know if they'll call me or not.
Nothing like planning though. Nothing like
Well, lack of planning will make you wish you'd planned.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Do we want him to like send a letter requesting the 3?
Isn't it 2,500 we got in there for now, for every year?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but he said,
He said, yeah, there's 3 already.
and he
2,000
potentially
each.
more.
We'll have to revisit that next week.
Yeah.
Just put it on the agenda next week.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yep. And you will get hold of the other 2 that applied for hookups. Yeah.
We'll probably have to run it 2 weeks again. You see,
Does she do that on her end then, or do you do that as HR or?
I'll have her send me what her job specifications are and compare it to what we have. and I'll- Yeah, I'll get it first.
read the minutes yet, Dustin?
No, they're good.
Say, have you been, I was just thinking that, right there, I was looking at you.
Hey, so since these are overdoses, could the opioid fund be used for that?
Yeah,
Be able to?
I think that's more for education than it is for that stuff, but we can certainly look into it.
I reached out to Michael
I
about
said, I
that
have
earlier, I haven't
Michael
emailed.
have it that says it can be used for that, I think.
Okay.
Look it up real quick.
So does Norton County have anything like that, and they have?
You know, I'm not sure if it comes at a general or what.
So you do help out on some things like that?
More often than that, it seems like we're stuck with the state patrol's bills for shipping their people and things like that. I think we have more issues like that whenever, or arrests from people that are wanting. We have a drug deal or something, we have a lot of issues with that.
Okay,
But
Mickey.
I don't know the fund. I don't know what fund that's taken out of.
Yeah.
You are up and you're requesting a budget increase, so yeah, just kind of go over it for everybody and we'll go from there.
Okay, so, I don't know how to start this without starting it, the whole thing from the beginning. The fire and the emergency, preparedness budget remain the same. What I'm asking for is increase on the EMS side. This is revenue-based and not tax-based dollars that I'm asking. We've had year-to-date, the data or data, depends on what part of the country you're from, is an 81% increase. That was in April, I just ran the numbers for May. We're still at 81% increase. For going into June, we will match or exceed the last year's. So we remain at that 81% increase year to date. What I'm asking for is a $25,000 increase, and that is a 12% increase. If we stay the same, I had given you, I don't know if you still have it from when we met a couple weeks ago. So I kind of did a snapshot of where we've been. The first page was 2008 when I took over to current, and just showing the trends, okay, throughout those, meaning responses, 911s, transfers, and standbys. And then the important one, I guess, would be the snapshot year to date of 24 and 25, this one, if you remember that one. Can I come up there?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So if you remember, if I just go here, can we all see it?
Yes, yeah, you're good.
Okay, so, this is the 24, and this is year to date of 25, but it also kind of projects it out. So if you notice, that shows that our runs have been up year to date. And then for those that like the line graph, I did the line graph. But this one is the important one. If you look at 25, this is my budget, and this is what is expected to be expended. So that leaves little room for any maintenance. Of course, tires, fuel, that is projected in there, but it's kind of a toss-up because I don't know how many runs we're going to have. It's just like on the fire side, I can't predict how many fires we're going to have. So this is strictly operational driven. It is based on year-to-date runs, fuel expenses, tires. Of course, with more increase of runs, we're going to have more tire replacements and more repairs for the ambulances. We've been fortunate because you guys have allowed us to operate with newer equipment, but you put that many miles on it and it's still gonna be, maintenance driven. So this is, like I said, just strictly operational, driven. I usually ask for a little carryover. Does that show my backside on that? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, y'all.
It was just your couple.
Okay, I am so sorry. I was taught never to have your back towards people. So, oh my God, I'm here. Okay.
Well, you really are trying to sell this, aren't you?
Sorry about that. I am so sorry. Whew. Okay, I have no idea where I was. But anyway, I usually ask for the carryover to go into my my equipment fund for those incidentals that would happen, as far as equipment failures or replacement or things like that. And the equipment fund is getting back to where it is getting more comfortable that if we have a piece of equipment would go down, that's not gonna replenish like a pot. That's not gonna replenish a Zoll because those are the high ticket items. But we've also been fortunate to get a few grants that will pay for some of that stuff, like the Patterson grant. I still had money left over from that, so I purchased the battery stair chair, which is a blessing in more ways than not. So anyway, that is why I last year had asked for a little increase and it was kept the same, which is fine, I operate within that, but looking at those numbers, it might be a struggle towards the end of the year. And if that comes, then I may have to come and ask to republish and up that, based on, like I said, it's on the revenue, because EMS is revenue driven and not taxpayer, to function, so.
It's not tax-based.
It's not mill levy, it's not.
Right, well, I'm hoping that we never have to get there, because
Sure.
right now there is some, but, there may be a time, that we may have to entertain that, if we have to go to, kind of a part-time, backfill for techs and things like that. It just depends on, if those numbers keep increasing, people get tired, and things like that. So that's something that I have looked at for about the last 10 years and kind of put together a plan working towards that, knowing eventually we will probably be there. Hopefully it'll be a few years down the road. Yeah, so that was what my increase was based on. Do you have, questions for me?
I don't. I think it's good. Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Okay, sure,
Appreciate it.
sure. Do you need another copy of this, or do you guys have? You're good?
Yeah, I have yours.
Okay,
So I guess my question would be, am I okay to submit this information to John?
I'm good with it.
Well, let's go, let's look at everybody first.
Right, well, I mean, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait and
Okay.
talk about everybody as a whole.
okay, just let me know,
Absolutely.
because, I can, but like I said, I have tracked everything since 2008. And, so I'm almost down to the pinwheel. That's why I'm a little nervous for the rest of the year, but we can tackle that, and if it comes, then we'll just have to republish. So, but, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? You gonna be next, Les?
That comes out, or that's nothing you.
Either one of
Cash, basically. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard for me to exactly determine the increase I need. I can say right now, up through all the way down to that, 3013, the homicide expenses, we're looking at like about a $10,900 increase. But anything below that, it's still open to see what we're gonna do as far as for the vehicle. And as far as the personnel services, we do have that longevity increase, but the next one below it is if there's a 2.5% increase.
So you're asking for,
Well, it's hard for me to tell how much I need because I'm not for sure on the vehicle because I'd asked for last year's budget to be rolled over for a new vehicle. It was left over from last year. We always keep 25,000 in the vehicle equipment fund. So if you notice, we've got the pricing for the new vehicle. We're just getting figures for 2025. It's just all, it's not a guarantee, but for the pricing that they gave us. The 25,000 on that, the first one, the bid we got on one vehicle so far was about $65,000. And that was equipped. Another option I'm looking at is maybe the lease program.
yeah, but you put a lot of miles on.
We put a lot of miles on. I mean, if you notice, the vehicle mileage is down there at the bottom right-hand side as per your request. But we're trying to keep it, depending on which way we go for the vehicle, we're trying to keep probably 2018 under 100,000 miles for trade-in value to get the most out of it.
And what's the trade-in value on it roughly?
They haven't told us. It's one of those things that they want to see. We asked if they would do a trade-in and they said yes. Like I said, those two have quite a few miles on them. The thing that gets me is even though it shows, like the 2020 has almost 97,000 miles on it, it's got probably more like maybe 170,000 because of the idling time. I mean, at Idland, they do idle a lot of car wrecks or anything. So, yeah, I guess the resale value is better. Anything under 100,000 miles is what I've been told. But we're probably gonna start getting into repairs on the 2020, once we get the deputy to start driving it. I mean, that's gonna go over 100,000 miles probably fairly quick.
So if we hold off on a new vehicle until next year's budget, you wouldn't even need an increase then this year, right?
Well, we still gotta have an increase, because if you notice, we're in the hole on some things. I mean, everything has just gone up. Our contractual things have gone up, the insurance has gone up. Those that with the Prius bought beside them, those were in the hole already on, and that's out of our control. But we're also gonna look at eventually, if we don't get a car next year, we're gonna have to get two next year. I mean, so it's, I'm trying to save money as much as I can, but there are some things that just beyond our control. I mean, do you want a vehicle that's got over 100,000 miles and it breaks down? I mean, I look at it as a liability issue. I mean, new ones do break down as well too, but if you got a new one that breaks down versus one that's got 110,000 miles on it, which is more severe?
Yeah.
Do you know what his budget is right now for last year?
585, 460. It's on the 585, 460.
It's on the
It's
At the bottom,
That's
bottom
it
right.
right there.
Smaller anyway.
And you don't know what you're gonna be requesting for this year yet, total, I mean?
Well, it depends on which way you guys go. I mean, I know which way I wanna go. I mean, But it's hard for me to figure the total budget, not knowing what, vehicles is the biggest thing. I mean, the rest of it's pretty, longevity you have to give. I mean, that's a given. So the only thing that's holding up for a total is on the vehicle. I mean, we've got three options: no vehicle at all, a lease program, or buy it. I mean, so far, the bid we've got for one vehicle has been $65,000, and that's just a ballpark. He said he doesn't know what it's gonna be like next year.
What's the lease deal? How's it working?
We gotta call into them. I know I called the sheriff and talked to him, but Rooks, because they lease it, they're just right around $1,700 a month. And then you still have to have it equipped. And that's 14 to 17,000.
Will that equipment transfer into the lease?
Some of it will, some of it won't. Because if we don't stay with the same vehicle, a lot of that stuff is made for that particular vehicle. That's what I don't like, but.
I mean, 100,000 is going to be a lot of miles.
So what?
100,000 is getting to be quite a few.
Well, especially when you're out on the dirt roads and you're, like I said, the idling time itself, you know as well as I do, the idling time is hard on an engine. And then we're driving on the dirt road, so we're, you know, we're getting in all that dirt and dust.
Does this include another officer?
Yeah, the longevity, or yeah, I mean, everything's as far as safe for the officer, yes. Yeah, I haven't taken that out of the equation, no.
Okay, so you've added that third guy in already?
Yes, yes.
And you should have more left over from this year than normal because you haven't had an officer.
Well, you would think, but it's not as much as I thought.
And and the position, the office manager position was eliminated, that should be extra money too.
Well, they should be, but we're not as far behind as I think I was hoping we would be from where they were, because we compared.
We've been
Compare.
working diligently to try and compare, and where one line item is lower, the other one's higher, and it's just kind of balancing. I think you were like, what, 33% lower, if that, not.
It wasn't very much. I mean, it was, no, and you can ask, I do check that quite frequently. I like to compare where we're at versus where the previous was at the same time frame.
He's down in our office, probably every 2 weeks checking the personal services. He's very thorough.
Not just
The
personal
problem is
services,
everything has gone up. I don't care, you know, it's just like our contractuals. You know, something was supposed to be $750, we get the bill, it's $1,500. You know, it's like, you know, just the conversion over to our equipment for our server, you know, that's one of them that's supposed to be $750 and they charge us $1,500. And then we've got another one that's gonna cost us over $1,000 to do the conversion. It's just, everything just contractual wise, it seems like they just keep going up.
That's just not in your department.
No, I know, it's everywhere. But you keep hoping things are gonna go down, but it's not, it just keeps getting worse.
No, we'll put them all over together, and I guess, and decide how we're gonna handle it, that's my feel.
Right, I mean, because I've got it broke down to, you know, up to that one line item, I'm requesting $127,000 and last year's budget is $116,100. And then you add on to the longevity increase, it leaves it just, the equation is just on that vehicle, what we're gonna do there.
So vehicle-wise, you're just looking at one this year?
Yeah, what I'd like to do, I mean, I wish we didn't have to have any, to be truthful.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I didn't get one this year with me on, because that's why I haven't been driving the new one, to put more miles on the older. Because when I took over, that had like 36,000 already on it for a year. The new one. So, but it's getting to the point I'm gonna have to start driving it again, because I wanna try to keep that vehicle under 100,000 miles if we decide to go with another vehicle to trade. Yeah, in the long run, the lease program is probably the least, hits you the least in the pocketbook over a year, But the problem with the lease is, at the end of the 3 years, and by the time you get it equipped, you spent more on that vehicle than what you could have outright buy one for, but, you know, yearly, it's gonna be cheaper to do it if you go with the lease option, but in the long run, you're paying more.
All right, we'll look it over and, let you know what we think.
All right, thank you,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Oh, also, if you guys have time today, the jail, he did get done with it
Oh, yeah.
yesterday, so if you wanna come down and take a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next person.
Next person, yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Good, Ethan, how are you?
Pretty good. Got copies for everybody.
All right.
So I didn't make too many changes. Total, I'm requesting a $585 increase. The only real changes were, I added 3% to operational repair supplies for the building and grounds, which ended up being $285. Maintenance of machinery and equipment, I rounded that one up, that was a 3% increase, and ended up being $50. And then for, education, I put $250 in there. I was hoping to go and get, PPE certification and, hazardous waste operations certification from OSHA.
Nice.
But it's, pretty much everything I had.
No, looks good.
Okay, that's all you have. Yep, we'll definitely talk it over and let you know what we think.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, anybody else question the budget increase this year, Kendra?
On my list,
Okay,
the only difference in mine was the longevity difference, 5,650. And that's because I have Kristen hitting her 6th year, and I have Bree hitting her 1 year. So that's the only difference in mine. So otherwise, the actual budget itself, without personal services, went down, so.
okay. And, when did you need to submit this, you said? On
I need to
Monday?
have these to John by Monday, so I would like to submit them to him Friday if possible. Friday or Monday, yeah. So,
Well, as far as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Mickey's won't affect the middle of it anyway.
Right.
correct,
It won't change the art on that.
correct.
At all. Ethan's asking for a $585 increase, and yours was how much, Kendra?
Mine was 5,650.
Which we have no choice on that.
Right, I say that's longevity only,
Yes.
so that's really not optional.
And I'm not fully understanding, to be honest, I'm not fully understanding the lessons. He was very confused.
I can try to shed some light on Leslie if you want, I worked with him,
My point is that his personnel expenses should have gone way down. He eliminated a whole position and he hasn't had a deputy.
well, while he did eliminate the office manager position, he also did give a raise to the head dispatcher, which was put her hourly wage to the base pay of the office manager position. So
That probably should have been approved.
So that is, that's probably why you're not seeing a decrease that you're expecting to see. And again, unfortunately, it's his budget.
But still. But we have to approve this budget and it should have been discussed.
Well, that budget for this
My
year's already been approved, so So this budget,
I
this
know.
year, you get to approve. So the longevity you're seeing, we don't really have much of a choice, but
It isn't much money either.
If this is, I mean, he said this could change, so.
I know the longevity itself is correct, because I figured it. I did the longevity for him. So that's correct. I did the longevity increases for him. And that person that got the raise last year.
So if we
This year.
break it out, not getting a vehicle, how much are we talking? Because this is not very clear to me.
Well,
That's what I
guess,
asked him, yeah.
I feel like the vehicle thing, you guys need to decide what way you wanna go. I mean, and I guess for me, I don't understand why we need four
No.
vehicles if there's three.
My
You
deal
guys
is,
gotta Decide that.
my deal is just wait a year and see how we can straighten this out better. When he's here for a full year, so he knows. Because I think that's the biggest thing is the unknowns right now.
Right.
So I would say, my personal opinion is let's wait a year on the new vehicle.
It's either that or trade the two used ones in and get a new one.
But they want an extra one. You know.
I mean, if it comes down to it, they have the Tahoe out here that could drive.
Yes, they have an extra one
I
already.
say, we have
If
two
one
county
breaks down,
vehicles that can be utilized anytime,
Yes.
as long as they're not
Is
being
that that one
utilized.
here?
No, that's the
There's
reason.
an extra vehicle?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's four, they have four,
Yes,
and
they
then we
have.
have the Tahoe and the Impala that we have out
So
here.
if one breaks down, they have another one, just use that any second.
If it comes down to it, because there's this one that the county uses.
Right.
So two extras.
It just doesn't have lights and sirens.
Good maintenance on it, it should be ready to rock.
Yeah, I mean,
One's always gonna be the spare,
Well,
ready
this
to
Tahoe
rock.
out here, I think it has 135, but we have road and bridge, do the maintenance on it, they take good care of it. I mean, it's ready to go at any point.
How many miles does your pickup have on it?
310.
And it still runs down dirt roads, doesn't it?
And I see his deal too, liability.
I know, I do too. I see that too.
Yeah.
But there's already spare, I say hold off a year. Is what I say. All right.
His biggest thing too is
So how much is
We
he
don't care about
asking
the
for an
trade-in.
increase? If we don't do vehicle, what is his increase?
I have to figure it.
Because we don't know what they're giving for,
Yeah, there's so many variations that.
what the used one is trading in, or we don't even know for sure price on the new one.
Right, yeah. So if we act like we're not even gonna do anything with the Tahoe or with vehicles, what is his increase going to be regardless?
And that's what I
We
asked.
just, for sure, the longevity.
Right.
And that's not all, I mean,
No, that's not all.
So. Have anybody hired yet, I guess?
Yes,
He does.
today,
oh, you did?
just this morning.
Who do you have, do you know?
They offered a position to a girl.
Okay.
Should I keep it on, keep you?
That's me, I stay away.
You trying to get stopped all the time.
Already wrote.
I was getting old, but that writing's pretty hard to read.
Is that 660? Is that before 660?
You get a ways and then you.
149, that's
260. Yeah.
260?
Yep.
Alright.
Do you go so late on the weekend at all? Just when we go that one time a year?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Like to, shorter.
Everybody too.
Yeah, but
in 1972.
Alright, so that would bring it to 601,260. So that's gonna be more than, so it'd be $16,100 of an increase if you do nothing and leave if you left 4,004 line item at 25,000 and did nothing. That would be 16,100. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you leave line item 4,004 at 25,000, it would be a $16,100 increase. And that's based on the longevity increase. Because everybody in the sheriff's office but one gets a longevity increase next year. And I know the longevity is accurate because I did that.
But they're all brand new, I mean, they should be cheaper than last year.
No,
No, they're not brand new. The only two that are brand new.
I mean, the sheriff and the undersheriff,
so it'll be a year.
They'll have a year, they'll be
but still, the
longevity.
salaries would be less than they were before because they were there a lot of years.
Well, their
Yeah.
base pays,
Base
they'll
pay.
still get the 1 year longevity pay.
Well, I know, but still, their pay would be significantly less than somebody that's there for 20 years.
Right.
So I'm still not following how we're paying out more.
But we also have Melinda who's been here for a long time. We have Vicky who's been here for a long time.
That's what would be increasing by 16,000 with if we left this line out for the vehicle.
Because we have one that's hitting like 9 year longevity. We have one that's hitting.
So if she added all the rest of that up, so this is what we, last year's budget, and without doing vehicles, it's another 16,000.
Right.
Right,
If I added this entire thing up,
Yes,
and this line right here stays
I follow.
25,000.
I follow you there now.
Right.
I don't know, just to let you know before Friday, I guess. We could overthink about it, I need to.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, the other two,
Why don't we,
pretty cool.
set this a meeting for Friday morning?
Friday morning?
But yeah, I mean, overall, pretty good. I mean, Wayne said he'd even, give us a little extra. I'm just kidding. But Wayne's staying the same.
Wayne said if he could get rid of some of that metal out there, he'd be rich as hell.
Okay, so that we're not looking at a whole lot then, so,
Really?
yeah, we'll sit around.
So as far as Vicky, Ethan, and the clerk's office, those are approved and okay to go?
I think so.
I would send them.
Yeah, I think so. We definitely need to look at the fair.
I'll call on that, maybe, yeah, we
Did
can
you
have
talk
it
about
come in
that?
Friday.
We can talk about that on Friday also.
Wait, let me go grab my planner and see what time works for everybody. I'll be right back.
Yeah, pretty good. All good. Little bit of emergency.
So, morning or afternoon?
I'd rather do morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
So 10:30,
Okay,
maybe?
I'm good. You guys good? Perfect. 10:30 it is. Then we can, yeah, finalize everything.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll say it.
All right.
All right, if nothing else, I guess we'll, go into recess. We can, anyway, can't we?
Yeah, I think, because,
Let's
do
go.
you know if, the guy from CAT's gonna be here?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, then yeah.
We'll kind of, yeah, we can discuss that here. All right, Wayne, we're gonna let you in early. We're gonna break. We're gonna break the rules for you, buddy. What do you have, Wayne? Tell us about, the graders.
I don't know much because I've been trying to get a hold of the Komatsu guy and he doesn't call me back, so I don't know if you wanna mess with it.
Well, they will sell some.
I looked up reviews on them and they talk about a really big grader that we don't need. And then I think the next one smaller is quite a bit smaller. So, and there's no prices. I just Googled reviews on Komatsu graders. So,
So the two fellas that were here, which group did you wanna go with?
I think John Deere has more to offer than Cat in that bid. They're higher priced, but you know, they had the ball bearing circle that Cat didn't include and the filters for all them years, 7,000 hours. They give all the filters for it.
John Deere did say they do the consignment deal also, what the two other.
Yeah, that's what Brad said. I didn't realize they would do that. So, I mean, but here's the thing, is if we didn't even go with Cat, would they still try to sell our used graders? Because that really didn't have nothing to do with the bid. There's nothing traded in or, because originally Brad with John Deere was gonna, look at one of them old Gs and see what John Deere would give for the old G, but Cat really didn't want anything for trade, so then he kind of backed out on that deal. So,
Someone check it out if they will, or I think we can consign them too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Problem is, we don't have connections, like, hey, maybe Iran's needing a grader right now. Cause I think some of them graders were gone, like Kuwait or somewhere overseas. So,
The one thing we need to check with on the interest rate through our local banks, what they offer, maybe.
That's true, absolutely.
is that something I need to do, or you
We
guys?
could-
Well, their interest rate was pretty close. John Deere was 5 and Cat was 4.9. So,
Definitely wouldn't hurt to at least ask local.
true.
So you don't think the Komatsu, you don't think they'll want to do business with us, or?
The guy was out last week because he had a death in the family. So I waited until yesterday and this morning, and I even called the secretary because he wasn't answering his phone, the number that I got. And she said, well, let me check. And she said, well, he's out in the field. And so I tried to call him again. Goes right to voicemail and he don't call me back, so.
Well, if it's those circumstances, maybe try a little bit more.
Well,
Give
we
it another chance.
We can. How long do you want to push the other two off?
A week maybe.
Till like next Tuesday or?
Yeah, definitely Tuesday, we'll get all
And if
this.
you can't get a hold of them or they don't want to show interest in us, then yeah, that's one of those.
Well, the guy I talked to last week, I asked him if we could use it, because I don't want to buy something and he said that the nearest one was in Topeka. And I said, how long can we have it? He said, 20 hours. Now, I don't know if that's 20 hours in a day or if that's 20 working hours or, because the last time they only let us have it from 4 o'clock Thursday till 4 o'clock Friday, and they came and picked it up.
It's got lights,
What's that?
it's got lights.
Run it all night.
Get that overtime.
Anyway, he didn't really tell me for sure, and I've been waiting on this Chauncey Graham. He's supposed to be the guy in charge of him, and he hasn't been around, so. But I can keep trying to get a hold of him and see if he'll. And also asked him how their service would be, because if they don't have, like John Deere and Cat got a yard full of equipment. So if they only have one grader in Topeka,
Right.
what kind of a technician are we gonna have to work?
Exactly.
And they not only just work on Komatsu, they have like Bobcat and Bomag and different. So I can't imagine them having a mechanic for every one of them different companies, so. But,
We'll just wait and see what we figure out. Think should do something next Tuesday.
okay. I was gonna tell Danny, we started on your road grade. We got 2 miles done, or not done,
Where'd you
not
start at?
the red line, we're working our way.
For you.
Well, we got a pit right there in the middle, and we got a pit over on the county line, so my idea was to start at one end, and when we get to that middle point, we'll start at Bogue and work our way back to
Look at you.
that way we don't tear up our new grade trying to haul
Nice.
They're gonna continue going east on the 8 Mile Road on the hills, up in Shell.
on. Oh, it just, I don't know. He was trying to just fix some bad spots, and if there's more bad spots over there, we can keep them.
Yeah, if you look there, east of Sanders, there's an addition in the ditch where they caught that hill, they stuck the pickup in there.
Well, I noticed Cody's Road,
East of Cody's Road,
just that first hill,
the one closer to, the bigger one back to the east, it gets pretty bad and silly.
so did you drive that this morning?
It was good.
The spots that they had just roads.
No, it was good.
When I said we got 2 miles, I got them pulled up, we don't have them laid. I got a huge windrow down there. I don't know, I thought about maybe just trying to lay half of it and then haul some good material with it, because the stuff we pull up is sand and flour. That
Right.
shale just turns to flour.
Yeah.
And of course, we disc the heck out of it, there's always weeds in it, but if I could get enough water in it and lay half of it and then haul on it, then we'd try to get some new material with it.
That'd be great.
It'd be a lot better road than.
Yeah, and that's for a while.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so, it looks good,
There you go.
of course I did it.
Yeah. We'll just do it all then. Perfect. Thank you.
We had some trees down last night.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Zach couldn't get to work, he had to take a chainsaw, had to cut his way to work.
Oh, that would show.
I guess his wife got up at 3:30 or 4 to go to Shorts at Wellhead, and, she couldn't go west, couldn't go east, so she just went back home, went to bed. So,
Wow.
but he had to cut, and he showed me the pictures, the tree was clear across the road. So Taylor went out this morning with the backhoe, and I think there was 3 different spots he had to clean the tree off.
I saw that this morning.
Anyway,
Very cool.
did you want to talk about the tree?
Yeah,
Or
I
did you
did
talk
tell
to them
them,
about
I did tell them about the tree, the dead tree. So yes, I think they would like you guys to get on the tree. And when you guys have time.
Well, we probably have time right now, but it's kind of muddy. If we put the bucket truck on there, we're gonna probably smash some ground.
Well, either way, I think smash some,
But we gotta use the bucket truck to get above, there is a power line out there, but we'd have to get above it and cut pieces off of it to get down below the line. But we can get it out there if you want it out there now. Except we might tear up a little bit of grass, but
it's raining in the night, so you won't even mow too much, I'm guessing.
it's gonna rain this afternoon. It rained on me this morning when I was out driving the road. Can't complain about the rain.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's about all I got.
I'll take a tours out of town when it dries up just as good, and see how you're doing.
That window is huge. If I could just put that down, we wouldn't have to spend a dime as far as hauling the semis. I don't think that flower stuff's gonna
Right.
be
No, I
really
think
great.
it's time to put something with it.
And I wish we had a sand pit closer, because it's always good to mix a little sand with that shale.
Right.
They don't have any, well, we've got this one out here, but we can't cross Tickman Bridge, so we gotta go back.
Oh,
We can, but I don't wanna bust it down.
Right.
So, that's we took 3/4 loads down there, trying to not put quite as much on the trucks.
We'll just go through that way, other way. It's closed now. That road right there,
Which one?
just to the east of that bridge, that road that goes off the highway through, go back up.
Oh, we still have to go, oh, you mean come out to the highway, go back around?
Yeah,
We could probably, if, it's muddy right now, but. Yeah, that's why we maintain it, so we can use it.
that's what I do. Save the veins on the bridge and turn the vein more up.
It's still a pretty good hole though. Come out, get all over there.
Well, you come off the highway right there, and just east of that bridge.
Mhm.
Yeah, straight from Hosler.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be,
But it's still a pretty good hole clear down to the
sure.
red line, but it wouldn't be, if I mix sand with it, it wouldn't be like to go a long ways with it. It would be just like 29 steps or 35 steps, how we usually haul it.
Yeah, no, good.
But
No, I think it needs some material with it, that's for sure.
you seen that Ren Road, it's bigger than this table.
Is
It's probably 3 foot